Hey guys, welcome back to another video of what if Shane killed Rick in The Walking Dead. So let's get into it. Shane has a radio that would contact the group, and he picks up that radio while he's with the Whisperers, and he says, let's end this now, as I don't want to lose the people who actually have good survival skills and tactics and don't start unnecessary wars. Shane would challenge the entire group to a final war. And Gabriel tells Shane that this isn't you. You saved my life. And when I saved you, you saved me back. You were always a good person. Inside, you're a good man. You just gotta believe it and not keep on trying to get away from your past. We all cared about you, but if you keep on running away from us, we're not gonna care for you. You gotta understand that. Eugene tells Gabriel to shut up, and he says, the war's on. And the war would begin when they all meet up near the Whisperers' base, and it's all-out chaos. And this war would be nothing like we've seen before. The group would start losing, and there is no coming back from this. The group tried their all, but they just can't catch up with the Whisperers as they had more preparation time, while the group just showed up to get revenge instantly, and they're getting dominated. And I'm just gonna say it, the group are losing this battle for a long, long time. And they'd lose many people. And Alpha would stab Sadiq through the heart during this battle, and when Sadiq turns into a walker, he'd start eating people, which would get walkers involved in this battle as well. Zombie Sadiq also kills a member of the group, and that member unfortunately being Reg, and he'd get bitten in the neck, and he'd die in one of his son's arms, or let's just say both, Spencer and Aiden. He'd die in Spencer and Aiden's arms. But then walkers would surround Aiden, and they'd also kill him also. And Spencer's just seen his entire family die in front of his eyes. He would get his gun out, but then Morgan would kill the Whisperer he's about to kill, and he tells him, go back to Alexandria, get the guns ready. If we lose this war, which we might, you have to be prepared there. And you still got a lot back there. You have to make it out. And he tells Spencer to get out of here, as he doesn't want him dying. And during the war, Merle gets shot in the stomach by Shane, and he wants revenge, as Merle almost beat him last time in their fight. And the only reason the group haven't lost yet is because of Merle, Aaron, Daryl, Morgan, Maggie, and Jesus, as they're carrying the team on their back right now. If it's not for them, the group would have already all just been dead, and they'd probably be in hell or heaven right now. But let's continue with the ongoing war that's happening right now. Shane would start constantly firing at Merle after he just shot him, but Shane gets a surprise when from behind Alden throws a spear into Shane's back. And while Merle's on the ground and Shane is slowly falling to the ground, Merle uses all of his strength to get up. Merle and Shane would start fighting while Alden's running towards them to help Merle out. Merle bites off Shane's fingers. I know in the show, the governor bit off Merle's fingers, and you guys might be confused because of the picture, but that's the only one I could actually find that's closest to it. So basically Merle would just bite off Shane's fingers, and Shane screams in pain. Merle sends Shane flying with a punch. A wounded Merle starts laughing at Shane, saying, you can't even beat a shot, man. That's crazy. Is that all you got, princess? Get up. And Alpha, seeing Shane on the ground, almost dead, she'd start sneaking away, and she'd be managed to slip away in time, and none of the group would catch her. And Shane, with all the strength he has remaining, he'd get his gun out, and before he can shoot, Merle just kicks the gun out of his hands. Daryl throws a knife at Shane's hand, and a wounded Shane would be in silence, and he says, "I give up," after at least a minute of silence. He tells the group that they're all afraid of him. They can't kill him. They can't do anything with him, as they're just afraid. And a wounded up Shane tells the group that if they're man enough, they will fight him to death. One of them step up. A super injured Shane with all his power would get up and yells at the group and tells them, "Give me a challenge. Come on, face me man to man now. Or even a woman if you want. I'll hit anybody today. I'll murder anybody." And Carl tells Shane, "I'm up for the challenge. And I'll finally get revenge for everybody you ended." Carl asks Shane, "May I name all the people you hurt and killed before the fight starts?" I'm just gonna say it anyways. So Sadiq and Gavin, and we can also add in, and yeah, also Laura can get added to the list. Dr. Carson, Tara, and some kids that you got killed, DJ, and we can also add Rosita to that list. And you also got Glenn killed and you did nothing about it. Gregory, you got Enid killed also, who I loved, and Beth, and poor Herschel, who gave us a place to stay, and Jimmy, a kid who just liked Beth, Herschel's daughter, and he wanted to protect her, but Shane just brutally murdered him. Oh, and yeah, can't forget the governor and the highwaymen, of course. And lastly, my father, your best friend, or was your best friend. You tore their friendship apart, and you're not even the same person anymore. My dad, he just wanted to be happy. He just wanted to live happy with him and his family. He wanted to grow old with them. He wanted to live with them. He wanted to be happy with them. But you, at that night, just decided to brutally murder my dad in cold blood while I watched on. Shane tells him, "You can't change nothing now. It's all done and finished. So if you want to avenge your father or any of those names you just named that I don't care about, then go ahead. Fight me. You can't do it, huh? You can't kill..." Carl would shoot Shane in the neck, killing him. And everyone would be in silence. And Carl, with a sad face, looks at Shane, saying, "It had to be done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I had to. For the people I love and care, you were dangerous to them. I'm sorry for what I did, but it had to be done. And I hope you truly knew that. But in the end, I forgive you. Not for all those deaths, but you protected me through this thing. You betrayed me, though. But I forgive you for killing my father. But now I will carry on his legacy." And a Shane who's near death on the ground will start stuttering and saying, "I'm proud of you, buddy. You lead this group now, and you defeated me, and I'm proud of you for that. I'm sorry for everything I did, but it was to make you stronger, so you could follow in the footsteps of your father. I'm truly sorry for everything and everyone I hurt and made you lose, and just, I'm really, really sorry." Shane would ask the group for one last favor, and he asks them, "I don't want to turn. Please, just end it." Carl starts tearing up, and he'd realize why Shane did all of this. and he'd realize it was to prepare him. He'd ask the medics like Denise to help Shane and maybe help him survive or something, but there's no saving him as he's shot in the neck, stabbed in the hand, with 2 of his fingers bitten off. And Shane on the ground tells Carl, "I'm proud, real proud, I mean it." And Shane would start crying, and a zombified Shane would get up and he'd look at the group. And even the stronger members of the group like Daryl, Merle, Jesus, Aaron, Maggie, everyone in the group would be crying. Even if they hated Shane or liked him or they just didn't really care about him, they'd all be crying at this very moment. Merle hands a sniper over to Carl, and Carl shoots zombified Shane in the head, ending him for good. And Daryl, who's crying a little, tells Carl, "Come on, man, it's over now. You don't have to regret anything. He got what he wanted. In the end, he didn't want to live anyways. So you kind of did him a favor in a way, but don't feel bad. Just, it'll be okay soon. As time goes on, it'll get better. Trust me, kid." Aaron comforts Carl and he says, "Come on, let's go home, kiddo. Your sister's waiting for you." And then the walk back to Hilltop would be pretty silent. And they'd radio in Spencer and they tell him that there's no war happening. And Carl tells him on the radio that the war is over and that they won. And Carl tells Spencer he'll send Benjamin and a few others to help you guys clean up after the war in the forest. So yeah, they're gonna come and help you guys out clean up, alright? Spencer would say, "All right, man," on the radio. And they'd see that the Hilltop is just as normal as it could possibly be. People are eating, working their jobs. They're just having a calm, peaceful time, making ideas for supply runs, farming, and going out for supply runs, just riding around with their horses, doing random stuff, and just eating their breakfast as the group fought all night. And the Hilltop is just having a good time. And simply, it's just super peaceful there right now. And the group arrive at the gates of the Hilltop, and they all look as defeated as ever, even though they just won the war. They lost tons of friends just last night, and they've just lost a bunch of their family, and they've lost their enemies that they kinda cared about now, aka Shane. The group would look so defeated that they wouldn't even want to talk. And they'd go inside the Hilltop in pure silence, not a single word. Cal asks, "Did we win? Or did we lose? You guys seem kind of defeated. And where's Sadiq? Where's Aiden? Where's Reg? Where's everybody else? Come on, tell me, bro." Eugene says we won, and we got revenge for the fallen people. But it was heartbreaking after we beat them. But the group forgot about Alpha, and she'd meet up with Pope eventually, while she's all on her own. And Pope would take Alpha in as one of her top soldiers. And that's where I'll be ending today's part off with. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this part, as it took a long time for me to make another part on The Walking Dead, as I've been super sick and busy, and I'm really sorry for that, though. But I do truly hope you guys have a wonderful and amazing day. So that'll be it for today's video, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye!